Hello, welcome to
Hello. Sorry.
James and Meech podcast for Infinite. I've got a few things to say about this movie, but you go first.
Did you just meow?
No, it's a cat. Can you not see him?
Oh, really? Is there a
Yeah,
cat in the room?
yeah.
Can't you
It's
see
just,
him?
it's just,
Yeah.
it's just the way it is, man.
But it's just he's obviously got strong feelings about the movie.
I think he has. Yeah, I mean,
Do you
he's
think he'll meow if you say the words Mark Wahlberg out loud?
Mark Wahlberg. Huh? Mark Wahlberg. Meow. Mark Wahlberg. No. Whatevs.
I don't know. Well, I don't know about the cat, but I feel a bit ill.
Do you? Yeah. Well,
Only
there's a
because of
lot of
Mark
things.
Wahlberg.
I mean, like, as it,
Yeah.
it's you can't take it too seriously because it's an ridiculous action movie on the
Yeah,
par
action
with,
sci-fi thriller.
on par with. Ow! What? What? Mark Wahlberg? There you go. He's
Yeah,
attacking me now.
fuck Mark Wahlberg.
What do you want, babes? What do you want?
So, are you talking about that bloody movie? That's what
Yeah.
he's
Sorry,
thinking.
chicken. Can I have my clothes back? Stop it. You won't get no treats later. Bloody pain in the arse. He only does this when I'm talking to you on the podcast.
Amazing.
He never bites or gets funny.
Jealous. That's what jealous of
Maybe it
our
is, but I'm looking because I thought it
two
was because like, I was
subscribers.
like stroking him and not looking at him, which pissed him off. But I've been doing that, and now he's look. Yeah.
Don't touch him then.
I'm not touching him.
Fucking.
Oh, fuck's sake. So, yeah, you can't take it too seriously because
Yeah.
it's quite ridiculous.
It is quite ridiculous, yeah.
On a par with probably the later Fast and Furious. Do you know they go into space now? They're on a mission. For suddenly, they're like this CI fucking A.
Then he's going to space?
No shit. Yeah, I think that's
You're
the latest
joking.
one. No, yeah, they
I've
actually
never.
go. I haven't seen it
I,
yet, but like that is one of the things. I think they drive a
what the
car
fuck?
so high it ends up in space. I mean,
I don't
that's
think
the
that's
level.
possible.
I mean, we talk about what's possible. Let's talk about Infinite,
Let's talk
right?
about what's possible. Hang on
In
a
a
minute.
movie.
Fast. Right, I'm just going to make a note of this. Fast and Furious go to space. I know Vin Diesel's been in space a few times in different movies.
Yeah, The Rock's not in it apparently because they had a bit of a beef, didn't they?
Is The Rock supposed to be in it? Is he in
No,
the
he's
other
been in the
ones?
other ones, like, and they're all
Is
like,
he?
brother.
I don't watch it. I've never seen. I've only seen the first one. I think
I've only seen the first one. I kind of just, it was all right.
I was just.
But they had to kind
Cars,
of up their game because it was just cars,
Michelle.
gorgeous
Yeah.
ladies hanging over the bonnet of a car.
Yeah, Michelle
all,
Rodriguez being cool.
Yeah,
I like her a lot.
I do like her. I've
she's
liked her in quite a
badass
lot
and
of stuff. She was in. Your camera's kind of a bit. Looks like you've got a Vaseline. It's gone now. It's all right. Yeah.
Yours is quite blocky and whatever, but it
Oh,
keeps
is
doing
it?
that.
Oh, right. Yeah. So Michelle Rodriguez, always stands out to me as a person in that. But I can't remember the plot. Something to do with fast cars, something.
Fast cars, furious people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of a fight.
Furious. Yeah.
So, yeah, but like, so I'm really tired because I've only had 2 hours sleep. But
you're staying up thinking about Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Not really, Mark.
So I see what you're saying though. So slightly ridiculous.
Just like the
stunts. Action movie.
I remember a movie. I don't know if it was Triple X or it was something else. But they
jump. Vin Diesel.
I know they jump a motorbike over a really high barbed wire fence. I can't remember what movie that was in, but that was just like. But now it's gone way beyond. Do you want to give a bit of a preview of the story? You might be
of the
more
story of
coherent.
Infinite.
Yeah.
From what I can remember, I first should just say that I just saw this on, I think it was on Amazon Prime, and I'd never heard anything about it. But I just saw action sci-fi thriller, and I thought, well, that'll kill a couple of hours.
Yeah, right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then I was like, it's got Mark Wahlberg in it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
I was exactly the same.
But it's got some other people in it. Doesn't
Has
matter who
it?
they are, as long as it's
Oh,
got
they've got
other
that
people in it.
Odiophil guy. Who's a
Yeah,
which is quite funny.
how do you say his name? Chiwetel Ejiofor or something? Chiwetel or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like Chiwetel Ejiofor. I think I've said his surname properly. I mean, these poor people who give them these names. It's like Irish, right? You cannot possibly pronounce an Irish name without being told how to say it first. There's no correlation between the letters and how English speaking people talk.
Well, that's sort of why a lot of immigrants in the past used to like move into countries like the States, America, go to America, and like they used to change their names, didn't they? Because they wanted to seem more American.
Yeah, I think I've got
like,
a great granddad like that. I think he was a Cohen and he changed his name because obviously it was like probably World War One or something, or World War Two. So he didn't really want to be like, on the radar for the Nazi Holocaust. So,
but I think, you're right. I think now everyone just wants a more complicated name as possible, just so that when someone says it, they can go, "You're not saying my name correctly."
Yeah, I mean, I can say his surname, no problem. It's just the chew, but that's kind of like Italian because I used to know an Italian bloke. Oh Christ, I can't even remember his name now. But that look, I mean, you'd think it would be similar because it's based on Latin, and we're a Latin Germanic language. But yeah, that was you put a chew in there rather than what it looks like, which is a CHR. I don't know. It's boring. Sorry, but
it's
like, yeah,
absolutely fascinating, but I've absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
It's just how you pronounce CHs and stuff and blah blah blah. Anywho, which I thought was really funny because I recognised the guy, although he's got a really big beard in it. And I thought, what's he?
Oscar winner.
That's exactly next to not Mark Wahlberg, which is fucking hilarious when you think about it.
Exactly.
I mean,
so he must have got paid a fair amount of money for this.
I fucking hope so. I mean, Ejiofor probably just turned up. Do you know what I mean? He probably didn't have to put much effort. I mean, he does act in it. Do you know what I mean? But like, it's just like, really?
Yeah.
12 years a slave.
Yeah.
And then
which I've never seen, actually, weirdly. But yeah, I mean, I thought the same sort of thing. I was like, well, he's in it. Can't be that. I mean, he's got his pick of stuff now, so he must be something.
I mean, he's a good-looking guy as well. He's not too old. He could probably play it like a Bond villain or something.
Yeah, he's younger than us.
Yeah, well, do you know what I mean? I mean, he's not sort of good-looking in a. Who they got picked for Bond next? The English guy.
Who have they picked one already?
No, it was. Oh my God, he was in The Wire, and he was also in.
You're not talking about Idris Elba.
I am, yeah. So he's not on the.
Going to be Bond.
Do you not think so?
No.
I mean, as long as it's male, I think making it female's gone too. They should have an Asian one. You never see Asian people in movies.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Well, I was actually watching Criminal Minds.
We did The Foreigner the other day. We did a whole thing on Jackie Chan.
Yeah, but Jackie Chan's like a fucking superstar, isn't he? He can get anything he wants, and that's a really good movie. Yeah,
I don't know if an Asian James Bond.
Well, I was watching Criminal Minds, right, and there's like fucking 17 or 18 seasons of it, and they've got like black actors in it and stuff like that, but you don't see an Asian person in the whole thing for like up until season 50. Not that I'm looking, but you think, well, if they're going to do the diversity thing, include everybody, Where's all the Asian actors, right? So they've got one now. Looks. But well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I being
well,
because I've had like 2 hours sleep? I'm just blathering
no.
nonsense.
I know what you're trying to say. It's very sort of hit and miss. This what they're trying to do in Hollywood or everywhere.
Yeah, black people should.
With sort
Everyone
of
should be
representation
included.
and stuff. It's the
But
way they've
like,
done it is very clunky. They
yeah.
either do it sort of like it has to be 50% this or 25%
I mean,
this,
there's tons of
25% that,
Asian
and it's
actors.
kind of weird.
There's tons
Or
of
else
Asian
it's
actors, and then there's like, then you've got the whole of India. There's like, Bollywood and all that. They do kind of acting in that. I mean, it's more operatic, really, isn't
kind
it?
of acting.
Well, it's all like,
It's like $1 billion. Yeah.
I love you, my lady, in Hindi. And I do like a bit of Bollywood, actually.
Yeah.
There's some really good dancers in it as well, like brilliant
Yeah.
choreographers. But I mean, like, there is a pool of Asian actors from Indian all the way to Japanese that where the fuck are they, kind of
Well, I don't
thing.
know. Yeah.
Am I being a bit
I only,
woke? I
I
don't.
only.
It's just that, like, when I grew up, I used to watch a lot of kung fu. I loved kung fu movies. It was always like, your family gets destroyed, your village is burnt down by some arsehole. You learn or you make up your own style of fighting.
Kick ass.
And then you fucking go to town. Do you know what I mean? That I love revenge movie. That's why I really like Foreigner. It's so good. I've gone off the plot now. 2 hours sleep, man.
We were talking. Well, you've basically, we're talking about diversity there, which we've moved on from.
Sorry, yeah.
Chiwetel Ejiofor. No. It's absolutely. It's all very current and very relevant, isn't it? No one has the answers.
There's no Asian people in that either.
I don't think the way they tackle that subject is kind of clunkily done by different movies, and it's like, obviously, as white people, we have no say whatsoever. But like,
I think we have it all our own way when it comes to. I mean, look at Mark Wahlberg. If he was black, do you
Wahlberg.
I mean, if he was black or Asian, he wouldn't get a fucking job. But because he was in Backstreet Boys or wherever the fuck it was, he's like it's almost like he's charmed. I mean, he can't act, really, can he?
No, he can't act. He's just a muscular thing. That was all it was. He was a model.
Yeah, but he's not even that good looking.
Well, no, he looks all kind of spuddy, doesn't he?
He's a bit spuddy, yeah.
I don't know if
and I reckon if you put 2 pencils in his nose, they just literally stand there, because he's one of these people with their nostrils are like horizontal to the eyes. Do you know what I mean? You could literally put 2 straws in there and blow up his nose, and they would stay there. I don't think he's that good looking. I mean, he's not ugly, you know what I mean? But he's not like, who's a good looking fella? Like, oh God, what's that guy?
Come on, there must be one.
Well, I'm trying to think, actually. Who do I fancy? No. I can't fucking remember anybody.
So, but yes, Mark. But well, see, I always thought he was.
And I'm very sorry, Mark. I'm sure you get a lot of action.
Well, see, from what I gather, this is probably politically incorrect as well. He's quite a big Bible basher, as we say in England, which is someone who is maybe overtly religious. So I don't know whether or not
it doesn't come across that way.
No, but I mean, I think that's, that's kind of scary, isn't it? You don't, people who are sort of, very religious people.
He must have some
also
really fucking solid connections to get the work he does.
Up as well, yeah. Big. Thugs with Bibles, kind of frightening.
I always find like religious people quite odd.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. But good for him. I mean, my mum's like Irish Catholic, so she's full in the Christian thing. But she said,
like Mark Wahlberg.
she likes anybody. She's not, you know, I mean, like I say, she's a full-on Catholic, but her ex-boss was trans. She's worked with loads of gay blokes. She doesn't care. She doesn't, you know, she's an example
Yeah.
to. I mean, she married a Protestant as well, so maybe that's got. But she's, yeah, whoo, yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, you know, firebomb me. Please don't do that.
Please don't do that if you're watching anyone.
Yeah, I'm not you know, a proponent of IRA or the UFF, so I think that's all. It's just bullshit. But anyway,
But
she's
anyway,
oh God, I'm really failing at doing this today. She's kind of failing. I'm failing. She's an example to Christian people of how non-judgmental you should be towards other
right.
people. Love thy neighbour.
That's true.
And like Jesus in the Bible, I don't know why I've got onto this now. It's like a fucking total tangent.
It's because I said about Mark Wahlberg
Bill
being a
being
Bible
Christian,
basher, which is
yeah.
not very tolerant of me.
That's all right. No, I mean, but like on the whole, you only really hear about these crazy Christians who like, you know, hate gays or they
Yeah.
or whatever, or they hate other religions. Like I mean, like, you know,
Well,
the
they all do.
IRA,
Yeah.
UFF thing. I mean, that stuff was just ridiculous. You know, you know, Ulster Freedom Fighters is the Protestant version of the IRA. And I shouldn't really get into that because I don't live there. I don't know the
No,
background.
probably best not
But
to,
like, you
really.
know, my mum's Irish Catholic and she married a Protestant, and if that can happen, I just don't. Anyway, but the point is, God, I'm mainly on a woke thing today, aren't I? I just think that everyone should get a chance, and I think just Asian people don't seem to, you know, they don't sort of get the roles at
Yeah.
all. I think they are being left out. I mean, the Indian and you know, East Asian
But
people.
I suppose it depends how you look at it. I mean, there isn't, a big tradition of sort of Asian cinema. Do you
Oh
know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's
so it's
huge over
like,
there. Yeah.
I imagine, living in wherever, you could live in China or something like that. They have their own film industry, and, there are very famous
Well, it's a
actors. I mean,
language barrier thing, maybe.
it is a language. Yeah, that's very, very true. Especially like
Yeah.
Western audiences are still very, reticent to watch things with subtitles. Not me. I love things like that.
No, I like
But but
subtitles.
but it's just, unless you try it, you're cutting yourself off from all that thing. So it's kind of, maybe Western audiences are just sticking to what they know, which is sort of human nature.
I
To
suppose that's
to stick with
tribal, isn't it?
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not, maybe not so much prejudice. It's like, I'm not going to watch a movie with an Asian person in it, but it's just like, if they're speaking a different language, or
I
culturally
mean, we
different.
get fed these
I mean, I
stars
don't
as
know.
well. I mean,
I don't know.
like I'll watch anything with Ian Holm in it because I think he's brilliant. You
Yeah,
know Ian Holm?
yeah.
I
He's
mean,
dead,
isn't?
isn't he? Died last year.
Oh, did he? Oh, bloody hell!
I think it was last year, or it might even be
He's
the
been
year
in so
before.
many good things. He's been in so many good things. He's such a good
Yeah,
actor. Very like wide ranging things like that. And if I see, so you're fed these different actors. You've got your good looking, muscly types who, to be honest, are, you know, are pretty interchangeable. The women are the same as well. They're either like
yeah.
basic blondes, do you know what I mean, or basic whatever. Do you know what I mean? They're like
Mm.
interchangeable in a movie. If you took out Mark Wahlberg,
Stereotypes. Yeah.
yeah, and then you put in some other muscly guy, you probably just wouldn't notice the difference. Um, God, we should be talking about the movie. Sorry, went off on a tangent there.
I think we just got, well, we've spiraled off into Mark Wahlberg land, basically, isn't it? Because, like, basically, I think what's happening here is we both seen the name Mark Wahlberg, and it's
And we both
conjured
went,
up quite a lot of sort of things in our lives. So, do you know what I mean?
no. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So, so
because you like the
and I
idea, you like the premise. You know,
again,
sci-fi action.
Yeah, well,
Brilliant,
yeah,
nice one. And then
exactly.
Mark Wahlberg, and it's kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, full
I,
stop. You know
they
what
were
I mean?
very lucky that I was sort of tired and had a couple of hours spare because I just thought, do you know what? I want to watch something a bit naff, or not naff, but I just want to watch something maybe with some
You don't
explosions.
have
You
to
know,
think about
sometimes,
it. Yeah,
yeah, sometimes
explosions,
you
bit of
want to watch
action.
something like that rather than watching some Scandinavian crime drama, which is what I tend to do
which
quite
you
a lot at the moment.
which you really need to engage with
Yeah,
because
you need
it's
to sit there watching because it's all subtitles.
and
You
it's
know what I mean?
it's thoughtful and
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
people
yeah,
getting children getting murdered and shit, and it's like,
yeah,
oh bloody hell. And I thought, you know what? I just want to sit here and eat some sweets and watch some explosions. Right. So I thought, well, I'll give that a go. Right.
yeah,
It's a new movie, so it's gonna have,
yeah.
quite
The effects are
reasonable
going to be good.
effects and things.
Yeah, yeah.
And the weird thing was I actually got into it quite quickly. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, the start was
this is all
great.
right.
Yeah, I
Because
mean
the
it.
story
I
was sort
actually
of
because you put me onto it and because I was like the Mark Wahlberg thing, and then
yeah.
and you said, oh, just give it a go. But like when I was watching the first scene with the car chase in that red, I don't know, is it a Lamborghini or whatever, some
Yeah.
sports car, I thought, God, the stunt driver in this is really fucking good. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine doing like, I mean, he does like a couple of handbrake turns and all that shit, and it's just like, it is breakneck. And you
Yeah.
just think, God, the guy who's driving that is, he's
It was
good at his
quite
job.
it was quite exciting. And I was
Yeah.
but but as well I was sort of like, what the fuck's going on? Because it like just sort of throws you into that. I
Mm,
mean, that's actually sort of part of the plot, isn't it? There's
yeah.
all these people, and you're like, who the hell are these fucking idiots? What's going on? And
Mm,
then all of a sudden, there's Mark Wahlberg, fucking Mark Wahlberg, and
yeah.
it's playing his his memories, isn't it? He's having
Yeah.
these weird dreams
Yeah,
and
that's
shit
right.
like that,
He's
and
schizophrenic, which I thought, well, that's inclusive.
yeah, schizophrenic. That's
Yeah.
right, yeah. So I mean, I kind of forgotten his backstory. What does he do? Like,
He's out of
is
work.
he like a drug dealer or something? Yeah, he's sort of.
No,
No,
he's
he's
out
not
of
a drug
work.
dealer.
No, no, no. He's out of work at the moment, and he hasn't got money for because in America you have to pay for your prescriptions.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think
right.
mental health people have to pay for. I'm pretty sure I never because I used to work mental health in a clozapine clinic, which is schizophrenia, and we never took money. It's a
Yeah,
hospital only drug anyway. I don't know what's like in America. You can't get it over the counter or get it from your local pharmacy. It is you've got literally got to go into hospital, get a blood test, and depend. And actually, that's a good point because he doesn't have a blood
yeah.
test. It's got to be because. Should I just say all of this rubbish that I'm just going to
No, no,
say?
no. Just absolutely tell us about what should have been in the movie.
Right, so clozapine has the side effect that it destroys your immune system. It was thought that actually it's more in ethnic groups, like if you're dark
Oh,
skinned ethnic groups. Um, but actually, we had a couple of Irish people, very white, who also had their immune systems destroyed by the drug. Doesn't always happen, but to prevent this happening to you, you've got to have a blood test before we give the pills over, and if it's green, like your neutrophils, eosinophils, all of those things are in the range, you're good to go. You can blah, blah, blah. But you've got to have this blood test every 4 to 6 weeks before you get clozapine. But obviously, in the
but
movies,
obviously that
out of
wasn't
work,
addressed in the movie. Yeah,
wasn't addressed, which was which was quite bad. But at least they got the
it's a
drug
major
right
plot
because
failure.
clozapine is the gold standard for schizophrenia. It is the
Yes.
best one. Yeah.
So in the movie, he had to get his clozapine from
A drug dealer.
some gangsters, yeah,
I think
and
the
what did he do?
making of the
He
he
made a
made
sword.
an
He made a
Edo
sword as
he made an
payment
Edo katana fucking samurai sword out of
for
nowhere.
drugs. Yeah, out
I
of
mean,
nowhere.
literally, he went to a job interview, kicked off a bit because he knew he was being, towed a line. Like they weren't going to give him the job, and he was like, "What? why, if you're going to do this kind of in-depth background on me, I'm schizophrenic, you're just wasting my time by bringing me here to the fucking interview.
Yeah.
I'm quite pissed off now, and
I'm going to go and make a sword.
I can be a fucking maitre d' in a fucking restaurant, thank you very much, regardless of my violent schizophrenic past. And so then he goes off and he all of a sudden has a fucking forge that
Yeah,
you can make.
like we've all got one of them.
Yeah, that you can make a 70 folded steel fucking katana from the
Yeah,
Edo period of Japan,
yeah,
which no one's been able to do since that period of time. They just don't know how they've done it. But it's it's a good sort of like urban legends, although it is true, because they had one in Highlander, and obviously this
yeah.
movie reminds me of that as well because of the um,
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's one
yeah,
of the things.
he has an Edo style.
Yeah.
What I thought about the sword though, I thought, God, it's really fucking long. I mean, did like, is it Bushido? Is it it's samurai in it, which is Bushido, I think. Um, I thought, I mean, as samurai, do they go out into battle alone or do they go with a bunch of people? Because I
I
thought
think they go. I
if
think
you
they're
just
like an
pull that
army,
thing,
aren't they? Yeah,
yeah, well, I think if they just pull that out, you're going to chop your mate's head off. I mean, it's so fucking sharp and
yeah.
long. It's unwieldy, really. You'd have to be fairly tall to pull that off. Is Mark Wahlberg short?
I don't know.
Because it looked unwieldy. I don't know how much work he did with the whole learning the Japanese fighting style or whatever, but that shit is dangerous. You've got
Yeah,
basically something that can cut off your arm, and you pull it out of here. You could
I wouldn't
take
put it in
you
fucking
could
Mark Wahlberg's hands, would you?
no,
Fucking be killing all the
you, like
cast and crew.
your mate, your samurai mate behind you. You could chop him in half by just taking the sword out. It's
Yeah,
literally so long.
taking his face off.
Yeah, I mean, in Final Fantasy 12, they have these really long things, but it's a cartoon. It's allowed,
Yeah, it's a
and
game. It's not allowed.
you're
Yeah.
not going to chop Fran's head off by accident. Do you know what I mean? It's just, but like,
So the sword gave you pause. Yeah,
I thought, well, yeah, for one thing, he just thought, I know that the story is that he's remembering a past life and he just happened to be a Japanese swordsmith of the
yeah,
highest fucking, echelon.
yeah. The
I
best
mean,
one ever.
yeah, it's not just some guy makes forks and spoons for a living. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's making a legendary sword which has
yeah,
never ever been able to be made since that time because they just don't know how they did it. This folding, this 70 layer folding of the thing, and it's razor sharp, and you can chop people's body in half of it. Do you know what I mean? It's literally that good. And you've got Mark Wahlberg going to pick up his clozapine. No blood test, by the way.
yeah,
Not worried about that. Not worried about his eosinophils or neutrophils with this fucking great big sword. And also that scene, right?
yeah,
Why the fuck didn't he kill the drug dealer?
yeah. I don't know because he cuts some guy's fingers off, doesn't he?
Yeah, the
And
bouncer
then
guy, the black henchman guy.
henchman, yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah. See, that whole thing was like, yeah, just a bit bloody weird, wasn't it? Like, how did you? Are
What the
those the
fuck is
only
going on
people you
right
can
now?
get clozapine off? Do you know
I
what
mean,
I
you could
mean?
probably, I don't know, in America, you could probably score you wouldn't be able to do it in
But was
England.
it actually clozapine that he was buying? Because
Yeah.
surely you would be able to just go to the hospital. Or,
No, because
but,
he needs to pay and he hasn't got a job, so.
right. But we've pulled apart that plot hole, so he would have got it for free just by getting his blood test and then going to his local pharmacy with
In
a prescription.
England, yeah,
But it wouldn't
USA,
be
they
as
don't have that.
exciting. Yeah, it
Mm.
wouldn't be as exciting.
Wonder if any
Yeah.
of my previous schizophrenic patients are secret Edo Japanese sword makers.
Maybe they think they are,
Well, that's half the battle, isn't it? If you think you can
I
do
suppose.
something,
Yeah. Maybe that you
yeah,
should all give them a go. Get
yeah,
them around a forge.
get a
There you
forge
go.
going.
it's a hammer, and then just let them go.
Let them go. With this,
Okay, go.
I mean, I don't know how long that sword was, but it's, what, I don't know, 4 foot? I mean, it was long.
So it was a bit of an outlandish plot point.
I think you'd been
Him with
better
the
off with a
sword.
short sword, like a
With
short
the sword.
katana. Do you know what I mean?
So,
For safety.
so he's a man with some strange talents.
Also, sorry, another
Like,
plot hole.
no,
If you can build a sword like that, you'd be fucking loaded. People would
yeah,
pay
yeah,
thousands for a
exactly.
sword like that. They'd just be
You
like,
could have
oh my God, it's a fucking masterpiece.
he'd
Have
have
20
Cosby coming out of
grand
his
or whatever
arse.
it
Yeah,
is. Yeah. So why the fuck is he. Blur. Anyway,
yeah.
sorry, I keep interrupting you. Please
No,
tell me
no.
your
It's
thoughts about the movie.
well, all about all those thoughts really. But yeah. So I mean, all the scenes with just Mark Wahlberg in, they just sort of like slid off my mind because it's just like looking at a blank piece of paper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sort of like, oh, it's Mark Wahlberg carrying a sword or something. But the whole as it went on, so we find out that there's this sort of cabal of almost Illuminati types who basically there are people who are being reincarnated. That's what the movie's about, right? So
Yeah.
again, you said Highlander, and I thought about Highlander as well. So, but I mean, it's not reincarnation Highlander, is it? But they're immortal. It's
Yeah.
basically these people are sort of they're dying, and then they're at some point in their childhood they're remembering who they used to be,
Mm.
and then they're sort of carrying on
Yeah.
with the life they've got. They sort of,
All the life
it's look,
experiences of the previous
yeah,
bodies.
exactly. So
Yeah.
they're just sort of living infinite lives, effectively, and sort of,
Name of the
but
movie.
they all know each other and shit. So they all have like a secret organization
Of course
and
they have.
shit.
And they all live in
I,
fucking mansions by the look of
yeah,
it.
exactly. They've all got stacks of cash. I mean, it doesn't really say what they do. They don't really what
No,
are they
they're
up
just
to.
kind of there, aren't they?
Just kind of there. But then it turns out Mr. Ejiofor is one of these people, um, but he's a bit bonkers. So I actually thought his sort of story was kind of a bit thin. It's
Mm.
basically he keeps getting reincarnated, but he's bored of it. He's bored, really. He's
Yeah.
really, really
He's had
bored.
enough.
So he wants to die, right?
Yeah.
But he can't die because every time he dies, he gets reincarnated. So his solution, get this, is to kill everyone else on the entire planet. Like
Not just
everyone. So
people. Not
not
just people.
is it not just people?
No, it's fucking trees and everything. It's
Oh,
trees, ants,
oh, so he can't be reborn as
as a
anything
tree.
else. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got
Right.
to
I mean that's
destroy. He's got a
yeah,
wasteland Earth.
because he's bored.
Yeah.
I mean, that is fucking entitlement, isn't it? I mean,
Mm.
it's very, very selfish,
Yeah.
don't you think?
And I also
Right?
thought if you all you'd have to do is use those special blue bullets, shoot yourself in the head, get your consciousness or soul onto a chip, and then get someone to cut it in half with a pair of scissors. Done. Job done.
Like a SIM card. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
But I think they talked about that, didn't they, in the end? Because I think because they had a load of people who they were storing. Yeah, so they got the blue bullets, didn't they? So they can shoot people who are being reincarnated, and it
And
stores
then
their soul. Right?
stops them
That's a whole
reincarnating.
fucking like leap as well. Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
these
yeah,
bullets. Yeah, they store your soul on a fucking SIM card.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you
I
just
mean, how does that even work? I mean, I
yeah,
get like you can put your so like you can get a machine that takes your brain waves and puts it onto a computer. I get that. That's possible. I mean, I don't think we're there yet with the
no, we're
technology,
not.
but
But
that seems to me like it's feasible at least. But
your
your
soul,
soul
yeah.
on a fucking SIM card, really?
Yeah, yeah, it's fucking weird. But like, they just don't even address the technology or anything. It's just like, oh yeah, we all do it like this. It's a gun with a blue bullet in it. Poof, and this
Yeah,
just happens
yeah,
instantly. Like
yeah,
someone made that technology.
yeah.
Um, so,
Yeah, how do
yeah,
you fucking go about making that kind of
yeah.
technology?
you'd think you'd be like stuck inside a machine for like 10 years, while it reads your brain,
Well,
or your
something like,
soul.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, so they leaped over that plot point quite quickly.
yeah,
It's like, why does that? Oh, it just does. Yeah, it just does. Yeah, fucking SIM cards. But yeah, so he's obviously like quite mad,
yeah.
but he doesn't really come across as like completely insane. He just seems a bit bored. I kind of thought it was a
I
bit
can see.
thin. They never really explained why he was so bored. Like if everyone else seems to be doing
Well,
okay.
there was a bit later in the movie where he says that, because the other ones get their memories at like 12 onwards, sort of puberty
Oh
sort of time.
yes,
He
yeah,
said that he got them in the womb,
yeah. So
and
he's sitting there
it
in the
was
womb, like,
just so it's kind of like mental
come
torture
here
because
again.
you've got all of these lives, a bit like June with the Bene Gesserit,
Yes, yeah.
something like that.
Full knowledge of your previous, what do you
And I could
call it?
see how that would be quite torturous. But what, really
Yeah,
destroy the entire planet? That's your
it seems.
plan?
I think you just have to basically get over that. You'd have to sort of
Well,
man up and
if you,
prepare yourself mentally in the previous life so that when you knew that was going to happen again, you could use that time as relaxation and meditative.
yoga,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Ultimate peace being in the
yeah.
womb, isn't it? Surely that's what it's one of those things that we all spend our lives trying to get back to,
Well,
like
I mean,
ultimate sort of peace. And and that bastard's getting it guaranteed.
well, the thing
Then yeah,
is, I mean, it's quite a privilege as well because you get all the memories. Okay, that's confusing and stuff, but all the
yeah,
skills that you've had. Apparently, he's a really good fighter. I mean, I don't know
yeah.
how useful that is, but I mean, you know, maybe you could be a
But
programmer or something next life.
exactly, you
Diversify,
do
diverse.
different things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
try
do
different things.
try
Be
different things. Yeah,
you could make some cosmetics, or you
could do
could
that. He
be
could
like
he could run a farm,
a confectioner.
a confectioner, a chocolatier. He could
There's
do
so many
anything.
things you can do.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I'd get bored. To be fair,
No.
I
The
would.
thing is, as well, he's been around for a couple of thousand years. You think you get used to it. I mean, if you've done that whole
Exactly.
birth, like in the womb, lots of information all at once. I don't know why he was different from everybody else, by the
No,
way.
never
That's
said
not
it. Did never
explained.
explain that either.
No, it's like, I would have thought that was better actually, because you come out of the womb going, "Fuck yeah, I've got all the information I need to have a successful life."
Yeah, and exactly. As soon as you can crawl, you just or as soon
You
as
know
you can,
how to walk. You
as
could
soon as you
walk
can,
out the womb.
yeah,
You know how to do it
exactly.
already.
Let me go, woman. Stop
Yeah.
kissing me. Yeah, speaking straight away.
Yeah.
His mum would be like
It'd be like a demon baby.
that. Fuck!
Probably comes out
Unhands
with
me,
a beard
woman.
and everything, beard and a fucking katana.
Someone give me a phone. I need to call my broker. Yeah,
Yeah,
but exactly, like as soon as he's of that, he can piss around playing with Lego and shit for a few years, and then he's got a bank account somewhere. He just has to phone up and go, "Yeah, it's me," and he's got millions of pounds, and he's probably super fucking rich in that.
yeah,
And he's
billionaire
just like,
probably.
yeah, just fucking do whatever he bloody likes.
Mm.
So it was selfish, I thought,
And it
of
seemed
him
like a
yeah,
bit over the top to destroy an entire planet because you're a little bit, you
exactly.
know
I
what I
think
mean?
kind of childish,
Yeah,
like, nah,
yeah,
don't want it.
yeah.
No,
Throw the toy out the pram.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So, and so, but weirdly, he had quite a lot of people around him who were quite happy to help him do this as well, which
yeah.
didn't really make any sense. They're all like, "Oh, okay then.
Well, I think like
Why?
Hitler had a bunch of them people, didn't he? Where they just went, "Oh yeah, this is a really good, idea. We'll just kill loads of Jews and black people and gypsies, and we'll do like crazy experiments." But they will. Don't even think the Nazis just go, "Are you going to destroy the entire planet?" Oh yeah, fine. Yeah, we'll
For
go with
fun?
that.
Yeah,
And that's including themselves.
yeah, exactly. But we're going to be okay then, yeah? No.
No,
Oh,
you're not. We're not going to be able
what's in
to
this for me?
reincarnate. Yeah. What we, does everybody in that group want to like go to oblivion? Is
Yeah.
that what? Yeah. What is the rationale?
You
for
kind of
their
think, right?
support.
If he was that pissed off, right? Then he could, and he's got all these resources. He could go and fuck off to another planet. He could go and live on Mars or something, and fucking like live a totally different life, something new.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
you
sure
could
one of his
do.
past lives he was like a fucking physicist or something, or
But
like,
this is the
botanist or
other.
whatever.
I did actually think about this, right? Is that what if there's life? If there's life on other planets, right? Which there probably is. So even if he did kill everyone here, he's going to wake up as some fucking blob creature on planet Zod. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
like fucking
sitting in
crystal.
the fucking mud, like, oh fuck. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Oh, for
Yeah,
crying out
he
loud!
would
And they
have to.
don't have TV.
And then they'd literally have to destroy the entire universe,
Yeah,
the
like
infinite universe, because he's a
exactly.
bit bored.
See, I mean, that would have been a better
Yeah,
backstory, really. Like,
yeah,
he's not just a reincarnated wanker. He's
no,
a reincarnated alien who's already destroyed fucking his own civilization because he's such a bastard. Didn't think that he would get reborn, isn't on another fucking planet, and now he
as
wants to do the
yeah,
same to this.
as a human. And anyway,
Yeah,
this reincarnation thing, I thought if you were a bad person in your reincarnation and you don't learn anything, you go back to like a previous lesser species, like you end up as a worm or something.
yeah.
Do you know what I
I
mean? You
think the
kind of
jury's still
squandered.
out on it. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make any
I,
fucking sense.
in the Buddhist tradition, they talk about reincarnation, and that, but it's basically you need to kind of step off the wheel. You would just keep coming back, and they don't really see it as a bad thing.
No.
They think it's a good thing because you keep coming back as long as you're doing the work, if you like, and trying to make the world a better place. It's all fine,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah,
not sure
Buddhists are
about
pretty cool, eh?
coming back as frogs and shit. Because even if you did come back as a frog, you wouldn't know, would you? You wouldn't be like, oh, you wouldn't be like Mark Wahlberg and go, oh fuck, I used to be Mark Wahlberg and now I'm a frog. You know what I mean? It was
Frog
just
who can make katana swords.
yeah, it's like a punishment. Do you know what I mean? See, I would have watched that movie. Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg comes back as a frog. Blip,
Yeah.
blip. Um,
Struggles to make his forge. And
yeah,
because he's a reptilian, or what do you call them things? They're like
oh Christ,
amphibious.
amphibious
Amphibious.
thing.
Yeah, it'd be like he'd have to like design some clothing to stop him drying out when he's on the forge
Yeah,
with his
probably
little,
some kind of cloak.
yeah, some kind of like heat, heat
Yeah,
sort of stopping the drying. Maybe like a still suit where it just actually pushes water all over your body.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mark.
Anywho, so are we
Yeah,
gonna?
frog people.
So
The
where have you got
reincarnated
to?
frog people. Do you know what? We should fucking write this movie. I'd fucking watch that.
What frog people
Mark,
who make
fro-
katanas?
reincarnate people being reincarnated as frogs,
Bushido frog,
making cloaks so they
Bushido
don't dry out, and
bullfrog.
making sort Bushido bullfrog. Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
could make a fortune. We'll speak to Netflix if they're watching.
yeah,
We can get in on this now.
yeah.
We can do this for 50 million. Anyway, so
So we've got
what
to,
I understand, right, is there's this whole fucking situation going on. So there's good reincarnated people and there's bad reincarnated
yeah,
people. There's Chiwetel, whatever his name is, a Geo for bad man, and the people who are quite happy to kill themselves for him, and the other
for
people who are trying to stop it
forever. Yeah,
forever. And the people who are trying to stop him, fair enough, they're trying to stop him. I don't understand what Mark Wahlberg's got to do with this because they're like he eventually realizes. Well, no, he doesn't realize. Does he? He got all these memories, and obviously he can make swords, but he doesn't know why. He just thinks it's because he's fucking
schizophrenic. Yeah,
schizophrenic. Um, but then it turns out, no, he used to be someone quite special. The guy who was in the car chase at the beginning, but I just can't quite figure out what his place in this all was and why they needed him.
I think there was a couple of lines where they said he was this like ultimate badass, but he was a bit of an arsehole as well. But apparently he's
Yeah,
quite nice in this life. But they needed, because he told them at the beginning of the movie, it's inside. Now, this is where
Oh yes.
the fifth
Fuck.
element comes in.
The guy's got a fucking device to kill
Inside
the whole
him.
fucking
Yeah,
to
the
kill
egg.
everyone on the planet. He's got an egg. It's an
Yeah.
egg, obviously. Why is it a fucking egg?
Because fuck, I
Yeah, a
don't know.
thing like this big you can hold in your hand. It's going to kill the whole planet.
Yeah. And
But
that's
he's made.
inside him, which makes me think of the fifth element with the blue opera lady. Because
Oh
as soon
yeah,
as he
the
said, look
stones.
inside, I thought, he's got it inside him, isn't he?
I thought I did when he said that. Where is it? So that was it. So he had the location of this device. He'd nicked it off Mr. Ejiofor, I think. He'd nicked it to stop him
Yeah,
using
because he
it.
had created it, but couldn't
Yeah,
remember how to do it again. Son.
yeah.
But
Obviously. Yeah, well, no, it did. It didn't explain that, did it? Why didn't he fucking just make another one?
yeah, I mean, they said, oh, well, they killed all the scientists and blah, blah, blah. Really, though?
Yeah,
You can remember
it was pretty
past lives
thin.
in the womb,
Yeah,
mind
and
you.
and you've forgotten how to make a fucking egg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
universe destroying egg.
So there's a lot of fucking plot holes, you could say, in this.
Yeah.
But suspension of disbelief. We would go.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
still
I
going
went
with
with
it.
it. I went with
I
it. It
was
was
going.
only later on I was thinking that's a bit. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. So well, yeah. I mean, so yeah. That's why they needed him because he knew where the egg was or something. But he still didn't remember, did he? He was
No.
like, I don't. And he still was just like being Mark Wahlberg, going like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you're talking about. Um, and then they're trying to revive his memory, aren't they? And there's the fucking weird scientist guy who
Oh
can
yeah, he
sort of
got on my
like
nerves.
go into it all got a bit. There's lots of different characters popping up, and um,
I mean, how did he make that machine? Was it just in
yeah, I
case
don't.
a schizophrenic person with a steel plate in his head turned up?
Yeah, pretty
I mean,
much.
it's got to be a couple of million quid in there. That machine.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if you've got all that time, keep
I
getting
suppose
reincarnated and stuff. So I'm just going to make things that cost a
just
fortune, and I probably won't ever need. But just in
yeah,
case Mark Wahlberg fucking turns up,
yeah. A schizophrenic person with a plate in his head who can't remember his
yeah,
past lives.
exactly. He'd make swords. He can remember how to make swords, but he doesn't think that's weird either. Doesn't think that's
You
odd.
can make a fucking sword like
Yeah,
that.
fucking stupid.
Hmm.
Fucking stupid. But that's basically my review of the movie. But no,
But
right?
it was
Anyway,
enjoyable in a
I was
way.
I
I
was
watched the
still
whole thing.
I did. I was sort of going with it.
Yeah.
I kind of like I thought the woman who was sort of chaperoning him around, she was kind of cool and very pretty and all that. But she was sort of badass and stuff, and I liked her. Um, but then it sort of comes to the sort of climax, and you know where it's going. He's going to have a face off, isn't he, with his fucking sword and fighting Mister FGO for. Um, and they have to rescue all the poor people who've been stuck on SIM cards. So they
Hmm.
have to do that first. So I think so. They think they do that, don't they? But then Mark Wahlberg, there's a wonderful scene which is what you referenced to me when you texted me when you said I'm watching it, and then you sent me a message saying Mark Wahlberg's just jumped onto a plane on a motorbike, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's the scene that did it the whole thing for me. That was
Yeah.
when I actually was watching it, and I went, "What the fuck?"
I
in
just
front of
went.
the
I,
telly on
I
my
just
own.
went. I just went.
Yeah,
What?
what?
Yeah. Well,
Really?
because I was thinking about this as well after. I mean, it's ridiculous at the time as well because you just think, really? But like,
Yeah, yeah. Because sorry.
this is my thinking. What kind of fucking motorbike would you need to keep up with a fucking jet
Yes,
plane?
exactly. That's what the plane takes off and like disappears almost instantly into the distance, and he gets on his motorbike, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's fucking miles away, and yet he's still going. He's still going.
You
Like a
fucking that
motorbike
does
can
like
do
1,000
like,
miles an hour.
well, yeah. I mean, an airplane. Yeah, what? I mean,
It's not even
average
just.
sort of
It's not like a
average speed, like
propeller puttling
yeah,
along. It's a
fucking
fucking
jet.
jet engine.
four engine jet fucking thing going at like 600-700 fucking
And why
miles per hour, and
flying?
there's him like doing a maximum of like say 60 over all that terrain, right?
Yeah,
And then the next thing you know, he fucking somehow heads it off at the pass and
yeah,
fucking drives off a cliff and lands on the fucking thing in midair.
yeah. With a fucking 4-foot katana, you chop yourself in half.
Ah!
Yeah, yeah. Not only
I
that,
just,
but it was
yeah.
just like, why is that plane flying so fucking close to a cliff?
Yeah, but right below, right a couple of, like a few meters away and below the level of the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah, fucking hell.
yeah. That was a moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's happening? What's happening?
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
understand.
Oh god, I've just accidentally taken some speed. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
yeah, I mean that was fucking ridiculous. I mean, obviously, if they tried that in real life, I think he'd be dead.
I
You
think,
know,
do you know what I think we should do is that movie, Fast and Furious, where they're going to space,
I
because
I am
that's on the level.
surprised that's a thing. But
Yeah,
then I had to sit through it. But you know, I
yeah,
only
that's
seen the
true.
first one. Is it called Fast and Furious Going to Space?
I don't, yeah, Cars in Space, it's called.
Is it fucking Vin Diesel going, "You're not afraid of the dark, are
Oh,
you?"
you.
Or whatever he says. I don't know why I said it in that British accent. But yeah, you're not afraid of the dark, are you?
Yeah, that's more like
I
it.
can't do it now. Not that I can do a Vin Diesel impression,
No, I think
that's all he
it was
said in.
pretty near.
He
Yeah.
said that in Riddick, and then he said it in Chronicles of Riddick. I think they made another one, Pitch Dark, and he said it
They
in that
weren't
as
bad
well.
as movies. They weren't great, but they were
I
watchable.
liked the Chronicles of Riddick was surprisingly good. I thought it was
Mm.
kind of operatic, like space opera. I mean,
Mm.
apart from Vin Diesel, but like there was some good bits in it. I think Linus Roach was in that. Who's Bill Roach's son, who was Ken Barlow in Coronation Street,
Oh
and
wow.
that was one of his first big movie roles. And
Wow.
he's done very. I
Fucking
know, yeah.
Coronation
A
Street.
little trivia.
Yeah.
But like he was quite good in that. There was a lot of other people who were really good. It was kind of strange. It was like a Galactic Empire shit space opera,
Yeah.
whereas
I can
the first Riddick movie was just like him in some caves in the dark, fucking killing
right.
weird monsters, wasn't it?
I think
Which I still
Chronicles
enjoyed
is
it.
one I saw actually. I can't
Yeah, it was a
remember a
bit.
lot about it.
No, and
Just some
I can't
bald
really,
guy
but it
with like
was
funny eyes.
that's Vin Diesel, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So,
So I mean, we've got past the bit where they. So he jumps.
oh, he's on a plane now. Yeah,
Yeah, he's on a
sorry,
plane now.
he's on the plane. He's literally on the plane on a
Yeah,
motorbike with
on
a
the
katana
wing.
on his back.
Yeah, and and unfortunately, his motorbike that he landed on the wing of a jet plane
Yeah,
lands into the engine.
yeah.
Fortunately, to and they had a British guy being the pilot as well.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Because
Yeah, I
he was
thought,
like, was he? He was sort. He was like he didn't want to be there.
is that a trope now? Like British people and like British Army people. Is that a trope?
I don't know.
Yeah. They kind of
I'm
did
not
it really
sure.
well in The Foreigner where they get that woman at the end. And I thought they made the police force look pretty fucking good there. They torture her and then they just shoot her in the head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they're all talking like, you slag. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but is
It
that a
was
trope
quite
now
bad. Yeah.
where like British military people, I don't know. Anyway, go on.
I don't know. Yeah, I just remember thinking that was odd.
Yeah,
Because I was like, are we in Britain now? I don't know where the fuck we are. Because I
I
think they
know.
were in England, wasn't
Were
it?
they? Oh, fuck
Because
knows.
they go to some
Oh,
mansion
there's
just
like
before
some
that where the
great
SIM
big
cards
fucking
are.
castle or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
didn't make it. Yeah, I mean, it all just like where are we now? What's going on? Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just went with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was like an afternoon. I was sitting there, just eating chocolate. But yeah, so now he's on the plane, and then he gets in the plane because obviously they have doors you can just fucking open up, like when they're moving.
Yeah.
Um, and then they have a fight.
Oh, he did that thing as well where he stands up on the plane because uh, they had one sentence where they said, yeah, this guy with the egg
Oh,
inside him. was so good that he could change matter or something
They've
around
got
him.
fucking powers. Yeah. They're not just reincarnated, they've got
But he
fucking
doesn't use them
powers.
ever again. He stands up on the
Yeah.
plane, and that is it. He doesn't use those powers ever again.
Yeah.
Also, why the fuck do they keep his body?
Yeah, that seems a bit weird, isn't it?
I mean, it was lucky because it had the
I
egg
mean,
inside it,
I
but
thought when they, when he said it's inside, and they go, "Oh, right, well, it's it's inside his body," that they were just going to go and dig up some grave. Oh, they did dig up a grave, didn't they?
did they? I don't know,
Did
his
they? Or
body looked
was that,
pretty pristine.
another movie? No. Well, I thought they were going to sort of dig up some graves, find some decomposed thing, and he was going to go, "Oh, that's me," and
Yeah,
then
this
there'd be
glowing
some
egg thing.
dirty
Yeah.
fucking glowing egg inside it. Like no one would notice that. But no, they've kept everyone's bodies for what reason? Yeah, again,
Are
for
they
what
going to eat
reason?
them?
I don't know. Just fucking like laugh at them occasionally, all in the nude.
I remember that life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
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 I've
Just
got a
make you
better
see that
nose this
scar.
time round.
Yeah. See
Look
that
at that.
scar? That's where I fell over when I was 9. It just it's like makes no sense. Like seriously, we're going to keep all these bodies and we're going to keep them like pretty fresh.
Yeah.
That's
In
a lot
this
of money.
in this custom built cryogenic whatever the fuck
Yeah.
they called it.
The
Thing.
electricity bill for that must be fucking staggering.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah. So it made no sense.
Anyway, so we're on
Yeah.
the plane.
We're on the plane. They're having a fight now. This is about as where I get to really in my
Yeah.
mind. So they're fighting. Is he got the egg? Mark Wahlberg got the egg, or has the other guy got the
I think
egg?
Ejiofor's got it.
He's got it back, isn't he? Yes, because he got it back. I can't remember when he got it back from.
Well,
There
I
was
think
some
they
kind of fight.
raided the hub,
Oh, they did. Yeah,
took the
they did.
body out, chopped it and whatever, got the thing out. That's why Wahlberg was. I mean, you'd think like if you want to rescue all these people on the SIM cards, and you've got this
Yeah,
vast amount of money where you can invent machines that you might need, and like some cryogenic bullshit room, that you'd be able to have like a
just
bomber.
spat everywhere.
But like you'd have a bomber or something, and you could just fly over that palace, bomb it, all the souls are free, nice one, you know.
Yeah,
Although they would have to sort the egg thing out. How does he
yeah.
destroy it? Does he put a sword into it or something
I
while
think
he's
he literally just
skydiving?
knackers it. Yeah, I think he does something like that. He's just like, you're fucking with a screwdriver or something, a
Yeah.
sword probably. But yeah, it's literally just smash it up. I don't understand why he had it on the plane, where they were going with it, when he literally could have just,
Just opened it up and
he could have done it there and then when he got the bloody thing. And
yeah.
instead, he has to, I don't know, take it to fucking Stonehenge or something, to do it all. I'm just making that up. I mean,
But no,
that
yeah,
would be a
that would
good
totally
plot point.
be sort of like the
Yeah, where
level
the
of
ley
where we're
lines,
going.
it has to be where the fucking ley lines
Yeah,
cross or something to spread the death. Right? I mean, we don't
yeah.
even know how it works. It's just a deadly egg.
That should be the name of the movie, Deadly
Yeah,
Egg,
deadly egg.
with
I'm
Mark
gonna fucking
Wahlberg,
like,
an
yeah, it's
Oscar
fucking
winner, Ejiofor, Mr.
the
Ejiofor.
deadly egg. It's a story about an egg. Dun 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 dun. This summer.
Yeah,
Dun 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 dun. The egg. Yeah, fucking deadly egg. So yeah, but he destroys it,
yeah.
and Ejiofor, I can't even remember, but I think he probably does that
But like
or something.
skydiving, probably doesn't like Mendoza.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then but what happens then?
I don't
Does he
know.
kill him? I can't remember. I
I
can't
can't
remember how
remember
it ends.
the ending. I
Do they
can't
land the
either.
plane? Does the plane
I think
crash?
I think the plane was on the way to crash, wasn't it? And then they jumped off the thing to get the egg, and then they skydived for a bit. And I can't remember what
Do they
happens after.
skydive? I don't. Oh, they
Well, not
do.
really. Yeah,
They
I
sort
mean,
of have
like they
like a.
fall out of a plane. Yeah,
Of course they do. How could I forget that? They fell out of the plane, and the egg was falling out of the plane, wasn't it? Were they fighting
I
the
think there
egg
were
in midair?
something like that. Yeah,
Blimey, I
and I
can't
just
believe I
kept
blocked
thinking
that
all the
out.
time, he's going to chop his own arm off with that bloody sword.
Yeah, it'd be hard to sort of use a sword while you're
Yeah,
falling.
I don't remember what happens in the end.
Yeah,
Oh Jesus!
well,
I think
that's
we did
fucking
quite
weird.
well actually. I think we pretty much,
I mean, it's a thing. It was
we
sort of
got like
thin, and a lot of
95%.
Yeah.
Well, we've
I
got
don't know what happens in the end
95% of the
there.
movie. No.
Does he walk
I'm,
off with the girl arm in arm or something like that?
no, because she's dead.
Is she dead? Oh
No, she
yeah.
blew up the palace with the
Oh,
SIM
she
cards
did.
in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a shame. But she's going to get reincarnated anyway.
Yeah. I'll have a go at it next time. I don't know
Yeah,
if he
exactly.
dies. Does he die?
I can't remember. Oh,
Jesus
bloody hell!
Christ.
We need to find out. But we could just do it now. I'm going to fucking Google it. Right.
Yeah. What?
Ending of Infinite.
Infinite.
Right. So if anyone's watching this, we did watch it, but I think we just got to a point where it's just fucking
It was like nonsense overload.
yeah. You sort.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just don't really don't. Uh, what happens at the end of Infinite? I can't believe I'm googling this. Blah blah blah. Catches up with them. Say about the plane. That's too long. I just can't read all of
Can you
that.
just scroll down to the end?
By the end of Infinite, Treadway has a new life. It's made clear to us that this time he very much remembers his past life. Oh, there's like an epilogue thing, isn't there?
Oh, is there?
There's like an epilogue, but does he die? Because there's some young lad. There's some young lad.
Oh,
One of the doctor guy. The doctor guy. You see him a few years later, and he's a bit older, and he's in some
right.
foreign,
Is-
faraway land,
Oh,
and he
what, the
goes
crazy
and gives
doctor
his
guy?
crazy doctor guy, and then he gives his card or like business card to some fucking like teenage boy, and his parents are
Okay.
like, he doesn't know what
Oh,
you're talking
fuck yeah,
about,
I don't
and
remember.
the guy, yeah,
So he does die, but then he gets
he does,
reincarnated.
but I don't quite remember
Yeah.
why.
So
I
what is the
don't.
point of being this infinite reincarnation person? What
What's the
what
point of
what
it? I
are
don't
you doing
know.
it for?
They don't. They don't really sort of explain it. It's just a thing. It's just a thing, isn't
Mm,
it? That's just the way they are. And of course, people being people, just most half of them are mad, and half of them are fucking think they're the bee's knees.
mm. Bit
So
like celebrities.
bit very much like celebrities, yeah. I feel
Mm.
think they're better than everyone else. But
So yeah, that's.
so that was a very strange review. I feel like watching it again now. Only
I
because
don't know if I
I might want to
can.
watch the ending. We probably should have watched the ending, but the thing is,
I
I
watched
wanted
the
to.
whole thing, but I just cannot
I
remember
did.
the thing after the plane and the skydiving.
No,
It
I
just
remember
kind
the
of
epilogue
just,
thing,
yeah.
but I don't know if he died. He may have died.
It
Maybe the
seems
plane.
likely
Maybe
if
they've.
there's a
Yeah.
boy, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but this time I think he knew who he was, or like as a young child or
Yeah, it's
something.
not
So,
too bad.
I mean, they were
Okay, they
setting it
saved the
up for
world.
yeah,
Oh,
setting
the
it up for a
sequel.
sequel
Mm,
sort of thing like that. If they did one, I would be interested to watch it, maybe with
I'd probably
better
watch it.
writers. But it was
Yeah,
sort of that, there's so many possibilities
yeah,
you could have with that,
yeah.
moving different lives, different bodies. Well, which reminded me of that other movie. What's that sci-fi movie that I watched that was really good? Altered Carbon. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah.
Did you watch any of it?
I think I did, but then I just
I
can't
kind
remember what
of
the fuck happens in it. To be honest.
I really struggled with the first series. The
Right,
first
maybe
couple of
that's what
episodes,
stopped
I
me.
watched it and I was like, this is kind of bad acting. But then very quickly, it became like one of the best things I've seen for ages. It's such a, and
Right,
that is basically people's brains and, being stored and then
right.
being sort of reintroduced, hundreds of years later into different people. So they've all got different bodies and things like
Mm.
that. But, you can have your mind stored
What
and that
happens to
sort of thing.
people in the body? What
What do you
happens to
mean?
that consciousness? Is it
Well,
overwritten? Kind of like murdering someone.
I think they sort of like clone them. They just
Oh,
clone, so you've got a fresh new body. I think
a
that's it.
fresh brain.
Fresh new bodies. Yeah. So they clone these things and they sort of pop out sort of brand new.
Hmm.
But like, where the fuck
It's
am I?
handy, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
but I mean, out of a sort of continuation of consciousness thing, yeah, it sort of like changed the whole sort of, humanity really, having to, being able to do that and stuff. And obviously the rich want to sort of harness that for themselves,
Of
and the
course,
poor
yeah.
people, they can do it, but but it was actually that was pretty good. I actually really enjoyed that series. After the first couple of episodes, it got really good.
Yeah.
And there's a second series which is not as good, and it's the same guy, but he's in a different body, so it's played by a different actor.
Oh, okay.
Who's the guy who I don't know his name, who was in the fucking what do you call the Hawk Falcon, the Falcon from the Falcon and the Winter
Oh.
Soldier, that black fella, what's his name?
Oh, right. Yeah. I know you
He's
mean.
in the second
Yeah.
series of that. It's not as good as the first series, but continuation of consciousness things, So there's that. You talked about Highlander. I'm not sure I can sit through Highlander again. I love Highlander.
I saw it quite recently, about 3 months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
such
alright.
a good movie.
Yeah.
Such a great movie. I've seen it so many times, but it was just great. It's still great.
What should we
It's
do
just
next time?
bonkers. Well, I'm intrigued by this Vin Diesel in space thing. We've sort
Yeah.
of gone away from the sword and sorcery thing we were doing, isn't it? We went. Well, we made a leap from Time Bandits to Infinite.
Infinite.
I'm sure we had a list of other things to do.
I did make some notes. Let's have a look. Hellboy.
Yeah, that's still on the list, isn't it? I haven't brought myself to watch them again yet.
I watched
Have you
The
seen the new one?
Changeling.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, what
Yeah.
did you think?
Well, I
I
thought
haven't seen it for a few years.
it's a bit slow, and but the best bit in it is when, and you can see that a lot of stuff they did in Changeling has been used later on in different horror movies. So the
Yeah.
best bit was when they got the sidekick around, and she's doing the séance,
Do you know
and
what? I haven't watched it for
that
years.
is very creepy. That is very creepy. But they use that setup again in one of those newer horror movies. The first
Insidious
one,
ones, is it?
Insidious, yeah. But I think it's in the second. Oh no, yeah, it is in the first one as well, where she puts the gas mask on and she's writing the automatic
Oh
writing.
God, yeah, I forgot about that. It's
Yeah,
quite
so
weird, isn't it?
that's in the Changeling.
Oh, is it? I have to
Yeah,
watch it again. I remember because I think I was the one who said to you we should watch the Changeling, and then I didn't actually watch it. It's been
yeah.
a
I
long
didn't
time. Is that
quite
George
get
C.
the
Scott,
end.
isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And the creepy
It's,
like wheelchairs and moving around the house and what have
that's
you.
right.
That
Yeah,
yeah. So I think that is that a David Cronenberg movie.
I can't remember.
It could be. Okay, yeah, because we talked about Changeling and The Brood. Because there's a lot of really good sort of that era horror, 1980s
We should
horrors
do a
on
horror
Amazon
because
Prime at the moment.
we're
Yeah.
in October, isn't it?
Oh, it's Halloween and shit, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just never been bothered by Halloween. Oh, well, Halloween Kills, the latest installment of the Halloween franchise, came out
Oh,
yesterday.
okay.
Yeah.
Halloween
So,
Kills. Let's give that a go. Yeah.
did you watch the one that came out last 2 years ago? It sort of.
Was that
So
the
is
one
this
with Jamie
Jamie
Lee
Lee Curtis?
Curtis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched it. It
I
was
don't
all
think I
right. It
did.
wasn't great. It's okay. There's okay bits in it, but it's pretty much what you expect now. But
Yeah.
they've made another one. I don't know how many more they're going to fucking make. So John
As long
Carpenter
as
isn't.
people pay the
Yeah.
money.
So John Carpenter isn't directing it, but he did write it. Yeah, I might watch that.
I'd
I'll
quite
obviously
like to
go to the
do.
cinema and watch that quite soon.
I'd quite like to do some of Paul Verhoeven's movies. Is it Paul
As
Verhoeven?
in, don't know.
Well, like Robocop's his first one.
Oh God, yeah.
Starship Troopers. Total
Star.
Recall. Is it Paul Verhoeven?
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Is it Paul?
Um,
It's something
Total Recall,
Verhoeven.
yeah. Paul Verhoeven, yeah.
Yeah.
Total Recall, RoboCop.
I really
Crikey,
like
yeah.
because he like puts in news flash. Do you know what I mean? He'll have like in Starship Troopers in particular, because it's all so
Yeah.
propagandized. It's just really clever.
It's great. Well done. It was a great movie at the time.
Starship
Like,
Troopers, yeah.
yeah, it's really kind of
I really
different.
liked. I saw Total
Would you like
Recall
to
at the
know more?
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's, yeah, exactly. Occasionally, like, people would just look at the camera and go, "I signed up for the army. You should do your bit too." Da, 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 da. And it's sort of like, and then it just carries on with the main plot. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it
there's a
was really
bit where
good.
they've got like two soldiers with these massive guns and like a
Yeah,
bunch of kids, and they're all going, "Can we watch play with your gun?" They're going, "Yeah," and it's all like,
yeah,
"Yeah,
yeah. That's right.
yeah, do
Do
your
your bit.
part."
Da, 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 da. Play your
Yeah.
part. Yeah, it's a
So I'd
great
like to
movie.
do some of his
So
films.
I tell you what, he also did as well, which was good, was Hollow Man, and that was with Kevin
Oh
Bacon,
yeah, I did
the
see
Invisible
that.
Man thing. That was
That was
a
dark.
fucking great movie. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was. He was really
he
dark. He
was a
just turned into a
psycho.
fucking
Yeah,
lunatic. I really like that actually.
yeah.
But uh,
Should we cut it off here then? Because
should
I
we cut
feel,
up? We could do, yeah. So
yeah,
so I tell you, I will watch. I'm going to watch the Changeling, and then I'll find out about this Fast and Furious shit
yeah,
that you're talking about. Because I'm still kind of like, I still can't
yeah.
quite
I hope I
believe
don't.
that they've
Yeah,
driven a car into space. Are you sure this is not a dream?
I don't know, but I mean, all of a sudden, sort of in the series, they go from like people racing cars to like
Yeah.
some kind of like
Are they like
um
bank robbers or some shit, aren't they? Is
well,
that
they
what it is?
like
They're
go
just
on
like,
missions all of a
yeah,
sudden, and they've got fucking jet airplanes, and
yeah,
yeah,
they're
they're
like
all
heist.
tooled up.
Yeah, they're like criminals, aren't they, or something
I
like that? And they
think
do
so.
sort of like occasional big jobs,
Or maybe the
big
government,
jobbies.
pulls them
Yeah,
out of their like,
yeah.
family dinner to solve a world-ending problem.
Oh,
You
is it
know,
like that now? Is it?
I think so. Yeah, it's gone a bit Mission
Vin Diesel
Impossible.
does big jobs
Yeah, exactly.
in
Yeah,
space.
in space. Yeah,
Well, if that's the case, I'll have a look and have a look at
yeah.
that. And, we
I'm a
can.
bit confused now. Actually, I'm just thinking, did I dream that?
Did I
But I'm
dream
pretty
that?
sure. I'm pretty. I mean, it's got that point now. It's not only they not driving stuff in the street,
Yeah.
they've turned into some sort of like Secret Service agents, and now they're going into space. I mean, what else is
Well,
there? Wormhole is
They
the
are
next
actually.
one.
What's that?
What they've found a
Wormholes.
wormhole.
Yeah, that'd
They,
be
they
fucking
drive a
oath.
Cadillac through a wormhole.
Vin Diesel with like on a heist on another planet in
Mm.
an alternate universe with a younger version of himself
Oh
or
Jesus!
something
Don't
who's
give them
now
ideas.
bisexual or something like that. But it's
Yeah,
interestingly because there's a Russian movie at the moment being made in space, isn't there, on the
is
International
that?
Space Station,
Huh?
and next year, or it might be the year after, Tom Cruise is going to the International Space Station to make a
Of course it
movie,
is.
and
Yeah.
like, and this is because it's a bit more feasible to go there now, to go to
Well,
space
if you're
because the
absolutely
SpaceX and
loaded, it is.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, pretty loaded, but. There's a few. William Shatner went into space a few
Yeah,
days ago.
Bezos paid for it, 100 million apparently.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jeff Bezos hate, and I understand why. But like, I kind of think it's still a very impressive thing to do to basically
I think
build your
Shatner
own
was
spaceship
blown
and go to
away.
space. I haven't apparently I haven't watched any of
I
the
saw some
footage or
footage
anything.
of it.
But I heard
Yeah,
he was quite emotional and sort of really sort of
yeah.
like.
I don't think
Whereas
he could
Jeff
quite
Bezos is a bit
believe
like,
it.
"Ugh."
Yeah,
Yeah,
he couldn't quite believe it. And then when they came back to Earth, it looked like he was stunned.
yeah.
He was just couldn't.
It's
It
pretty
just blew his
amazing,
mind. Yeah, it
Yeah,
just blew
he's
his
like
mind.
literally stuck him on top of a rocket. It's
Yeah.
not like a
I mean,
Virgin
the dude's
Atlantic.
90. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean? He's not a young man.
well,
I
it's
was
not.
like worried for him, thought he might have an
I
embolism or
was.
something. Yeah.
Well, I thought, only it's just going to take one of those disasters for that thing to be put back for a bit. I mean,
Mm.
Virgin Galactic are still not recovered, have they? From they because they had someone killed a few years back. It put their program back
It's
for ages.
dangerous what they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's getting safer, and there's competition. So there's SpaceX, and there's
Mm.
you know, there's
That's
Blue Origin, and there's
the other
Virgin
guy in
Galactic.
it.
So there's
Yeah.
different companies fighting to do it, and like, but yeah. So Tom Cruise is making this movie in space. SpaceX are taking him up there, and then. But the Russians have beaten them to it, and
Of
they're up
course they
there
have.
like now. I think they're up there now making a movie, making a sci-fi movie about in the International Space Station. But they're filming it all in the Russian part, and the Russian part is actually quite old. And the Russians are like, the Russians are thinking of pulling out of the International Space Station because they say it's going to fall apart. It's just so old. Everything needs replacing.
Yeah.
But there are going to be some superb bloody movies coming out soon. I'm fascinated to see. I love anything like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
sort of.
Something to look forward to.
So,
How long
yeah,
have we been talking for?
hour and
Holy
14
shit.
minutes.
Yeah. Let's cut it off there. See you
Yeah,
next time.
yeah. See you next time, and we'll talk about other stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
Mark, and if Mark Wahlberg is watching,
Sorry.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Although he's
Bye.
making loads of money, he's probably, beating the women off with the stick, so he's all right, isn't he?
He's probably like beating them off with a Bible.
Oh.
Be
Yeah,
gone,
I just can't,
whore of
I can't,
Babylon.
yeah, I can't get those two sort of things melded into my head, as in Wahlberg being, a Bible basher.
Biblical. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still, I mean, if anything comes away from this, is your image of Mark Wahlberg with pencils up his nose,
Yeah,
horizontal to
he
his
does have like
eyes.
horizontal nostrils. It's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Still
not
got
his
his
fault.
no,
I
no.
mean, I can't talk. I've
It's
got a
no,
massive
it's
nose, but
it's no
I
one's
can't,
fault,
I
really.
can't, I can't, I can't put pencils in it, at least.
No,
Yeah.
no. I suppose we can't have everything.
Can't have everything.
It's
Yeah.
one rule for them and one rule for us. Anyway, yeah. So we'll leave it there then. So I'll
Yeah.
catch you next time, and we'll watch
Catch you
something
later.
else.
Yeah. But we'll
See you
figure something
later.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, laters.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.